GM Farcaster. It is Monday, May 20th, and you are here with Nounish Prof and Adrian for 29 minutes of Farcaster News to start your day. And we are live on Lonely. We are live on YouTube. And today, maybe we are live on Twitter. I'm not sure if it's working, but we're trying a little test run to see if we can go live on Twitter also. Again, I have no idea how exactly that all works, but we figured today would be a good day for it. So GM, Adrian, how are you doing today?
And in another world, we would have done a test run, but we like to do all of our tests live on the show.
We do it live. We are that meme. We do it live. And we are live.
We test in prod.
We are live on Twitter. I do see us now. So yeah. So there you go. We are now streaming to 3 different platforms. Who knew? And I figured today was a great day for this. So let's dive in. First of all, we have to go to what the heck is behind you. And by the way, I'm still not 100% sure. Like what I'm looking at.
Yeah. So I saw this and I was like, oh, that looks like the Humane AI pin. But what am I looking at? Talk to the hand. It says GM Farcaster. So what actually happened?
That's what the hand says. We like that hand. That's fine.
Okay, my theory, and he later said he just got the pin, so he hasn't written about it or given any comments. But my theory is that he's looking at Farcaster on his computer, and he asked the pin, "What am I looking at?" and or what asked for a recommendation, and the pin gave GM Farcaster is what I'd like to believe.
It's something along those lines. Yeah. And he said something about it keeps telling me about GM Farcaster, which that's fantastic. So very interesting. But thanks, Max. We appreciate you for thinking of us, even when you didn't want to.
I told him he can put CMO of GM Farcaster on his business card.
Feel free. He's our new brand. Oh, cool. So when people ask us for our brand manager, now we can just point them to Max. Fantastic. And speaking of somebody who asked me for our brand manager, this is Chris co-created, and his interview is now out. And it was funny when he was talking about putting together his art piece that's still minting for, I think, another week or so. He said, which font do you use? And I gave him like 3 different ones. And he's like, can I talk to your brand manager, please? I'm like, yeah, you're talking to her. And he knew that. But anyways, thank you, Chris, for chatting with us. It was really fun. It was definitely a great chat. I love having these sort of artist journey chats because they're always a little different than what I'm normally talking to these folks about. So it's been really fun. So no doubt talk and just chatting about art, and it was pretty amazing. So go check that out. And if you are a Wow or Mole hyper sub, you well, actually for Wow you had this airdrop to you, and like can go ahead and mint this if they would like. A few other fun things happening here. Feature Friday. This is from V. Reach more people with message requests. If you message someone who doesn't follow you, it goes to their requests inbox until they reply. So, and then HT to Diodad and Blockheim. So this is pretty cool. So this is like on Twitter when you have that sort of other inbox, if you will, that's like the request inbox that usually is just spam. At least it will allow for maybe some potentially good outreach to happen as well. So, but keep it filtered, which is helpful. So I thought this is a great new feature. I haven't gotten any requests yet. Have you?
I don't think so.
Nobody wants to talk to you.
Yeah. This is a feature we definitely didn't need last year.
Yeah, definitely not. I have had a couple times when I did need it. So for people I was trying to reach out to and didn't realize they weren't following me, and it would have come in handy a couple times.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah,
but
definitely
no, just
not
when there were only a few hundred people here and the entire feed was just one big group chat, you didn't really need to
didn't really need to direct. Yeah, you could just reply. They would see it. This from Dan. Small improvement for Warpcast Mobile. Multiple links will display in a more compact format. No algo penalty for links, just making them take up less visual space, especially on small device. Also, more gracefully degrades handles when open graph data doesn't render. So I thought it definitely has a nice look and feel. And also, it just reminded me that the other thing that I really like on Warpcast is that if you click on it, it takes you to your browser. It doesn't have an internal browser that then, as soon as you close the app, you lose the link. And I find that so frustrating on other apps that I won't mention which ones. So
I was surprised. People actually, I think there are some people who like the in-app browser. They preferred it
really,
because Dan asked this last year at some point, asking for feedback. And I'm aggressively anti in-app browsers.
yeah, I mean, I get why social media companies do them to
Because
keep
they don't want you to
you.
leave.
Yeah, I don't want you to leave, but for me, it's like it makes it easier if I don't have time to read this longer form content, but I want to later. I don't lose it. I don't have to bookmark the whole thing or whatever. So,
Yeah, so Twitter did that.
yeah.
Twitter added it back, I noticed, the ability to, even if it opens in-app, it lets you I can now click the button to
L-
get out. MFing
yeah,
LinkedIn took that away from me recently, where, like, I can't open it
yeah.
out, and you know what I did? And I just deleted LinkedIn off my phone, so now I don't go there anymore.
There you go. I keep threatening to do that. I'm like, I should keep thinking I should just get rid of my account. And then every once in a while somebody asks for my LinkedIn and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess maybe I still need it. That's so funny. But then had the icebreaker cards. I'm like, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't ever need LinkedIn ever again. But it is tempting to just walk away. LinkedIn exit party. What? Yes, to
But this is
crypto's
I mean, this just
hosting.
makes right, but this always makes me just think of when you're a user, right, like, on these platforms, like, who are the platforms optimizing for?
Right.
And if
Advertising.
you yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
bye-bye.
So that's most of the time they're optimizing for, yeah, for advertising. So that's why.
Linked out.
Um Linked out. Linked out.
Sorry.
Moving on. Oh, we have so many fun things to get to. Channel host co-host migration plan. This is going to be interesting. Draft which FID will be the channel owner. So this is in regards to moving forward to when channels go permissionless and they're on as part of the protocol. You'll only be able to have one owner, and then you will have the ability to have another moderator like an auto mod that can take on multiple owners, if you will. So draft which FID will be channel owner. Co-hosts are not going to be part of the protocol. And if you have an issue, please fill out this form. So take a look at that. If you have a channel and you have multiple co-hosts, I think there's only one that I know is going to be an issue, but it's, the DAOs are always going to be a little challenging. I'm just going to say there might have to be votes involved. So not even kidding. But other than that, it should be fine. I'll just take care of it, Adrian. Okay, it'll be fine, and we'll get auto mod. Reminder for channel hosts: start a discussion with your current. Oh, this is related. Current co-host about which account will own the channel on chain. We still have some time, but better to start early. Expect developers to build smart contract infra for channel ownership that can be controlled by multiple people or even a DAO. So I think is helpful, and hopefully we will see that. Do you foresee any issues with this changeover to the protocol level with channels?
No, I'm sure it will go totally smooth with no issues. It'll be great. Okay, I just had a business idea for all the DAOs that can't appoint one person as a leader.
They can't.
There can be a neutral third party that acts as the leader, and then outsources something to that party, and then the DAO becomes all of the moderators through a third party host,
So
like an auto mod or something. So, and
what I
there's
see
some
happening is that that's
incentive
how it'll work, is through the automod. Automod will end up being the actual
host.
moderator. Yeah. And then within there you can add multiple.
No, well, that's what you'll
coder.
need for the
Yeah.
DAOs. Automod or
Yeah.
something similar will have to be the
Yeah.
moderator. Like you'll need a DAO moderator where
For
then
sure.
that can get managed, but you still need one single channel host. So
Yeah.
that's
So that'll be
Pinata.Cloud's.
interesting. Yeah, we'll see how that all goes. But I think it's going to have to be voted on for some of the DAOs. Like we don't, unless you have somebody already in place where it's already fitting their role, then it's going to be a little more challenging. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. If you have a founder, then it's easier. But if you don't,
Right.
then it's not so much. So I only see like I said, I only see one being an issue. The rest should be figured out pretty easily. They're smaller. As Automod is open source. Oh yeah, there's going to be costs involved too. Issues requiring it for features. It's not. I don't think it's open source, and also I think there might be some cost involved. So that'll be another thing that some of these on-chain communities will have to figure out. But
Right.
it'll be
But then
interesting.
there's competition, right? Then you've got a
Yeah.
market though for different clients, so that should drive
Yeah.
up features and down cost, but we'll see.
Yeah, true. And it'll, yeah, we'll see what develops because it'll be interesting to see if anyone jumps in to create something new to handle this issue. All right, moving on. This was really fun, and I thought this might be related to your philosophical foxes, but I have no idea. I don't know, but it was really cute. So it was like a adventure, but then you can go and create your own. And similar to Boregon Trail, kind of choose your own adventure kind of thing, but where you can create yourself. So I thought that was pretty cool. So you can go to foxtails.vercel.app. So I saw Fox. I'm like, maybe this is the philosophical foxes.
It's not,
No?
but Philosophical Fox is all about storytelling, so I'm gonna have to check it out and
Yeah.
cross-cast it.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. So I did not win, but it is kind of
I
cute.
feel very sad for kids who don't grow up with Choose Your Own Adventure.
Yeah.
Is that
I mean,
it's not a thing anymore.
it really
My
isn't.
kids didn't.
So I know we need to bring it back.
Big
So there you
big
go.
part of
We're
my
bringing it
childhood.
back on chain. Bringing it back on chain. I am wearing my super based hoodie today. Finally got it. So very excited. And just in time for a whole big old like store full of super based merchandise from Toady Hawk. So this is from Toady. This week I built the initial branding creative and some sample SKUs for the upcoming launch of super based apparel merch line inspired by the popularity of our super based hoodies and coming soon to a Slice Coinbase wallet enabled store near you for on-chain summer. Here's a little super base taste. So I thought this was really cute. I like the hat. Definitely getting a hat. Need a hat to go with this outfit. Did you get a super base hoodie, by the way?
No.
Oh, you missed that.
No,
I
I
love
missed
them.
it.
They did get they put on sale. So there you go. Now it'll be in this store permanently. Bounty Bot, subscribe to Bounty Caster direct cast notifications for new bounties, dev data and design categories, and new full-time jobs, engineering, product, and marketing roles. And if I'm correct in seeing this, this is one of the first implementations of the direct cast through like the
Programmable DCs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is this the first time you've seen anything?
I've seen others
DCs?
experimenting with it. I think I saw maybe Matthew from Events was doing it, but
Okay.
you gotta love Bounty Caster because they are like, if you remember Frames, like Linda,
Yeah.
they're always the first to lean in, experiment, and use all the new features. So,
Which is great. Yeah. So I thought that was so I thought it was cool that you could get these notifications, but also I just thought it was cool that they were doing the notifications. So that was exciting. So we started talking about this last week, and we didn't get a chance to show this because Twitter wasn't working for me at the time. So you couldn't pull it up. So let's get into it because it erupted a little bit more over the past few days, and then it became a whole, copy pasta on Warpcast. So here's where it started. This was from Vitalik a few days ago. Crypto Farcaster is definite optimism lens 2. And he's responding, by the way, to this that crypto Twitter is goes between optimism and pessimism in a cycle. 2x points if you used a non-Warpcast client at least once. Never lose sight of the ultimate goal to build a free and open internet that is also trustworthy. Can't do that with theory and LARPing. Need to actually use the tech. And then he had the Drake meme, argue about Ethereum on Twitter, actually use real live Ethereum-based apps that are working today. So this kind of sparked some conversation about how the activity on Twitter has died down a little bit within the Ethereum community, and therefore it's having an impact on price. And then in particular, Eric here, Eric.eth, decided to post this. I'll say the awkward part out loud. A lot of Ethereum community leaving for Farcaster has been a big detriment to Ethereum's public narratives and to an extent price as well. Hate on this take all you want, but it's true, and hate on it they did.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, we appreciated the invitation. Thank you.
Open the doors.
Open the gates. Open the gates.
Go.
So we had some comments. This one kind of sums up a lot from Benji. Farcaster is where you build together. Twitter is where you shill together. There is no better place to start an early on-chain product. It's not detrimental at all. Builders need to meet each other more, so we have a shot at making things people actually want to use. A few other fun things. This was from Bitfloor's Ghost. I'll let you go listen to it, but it basically, he had some things to say, if you know what this meme is, about Eric's point. And then we also had this from Six. After thinking about it, realize Eric.eth is probably right. Kind of a hard pill to swallow. This place means a lot to me, but going to deprecate this account. Need to do my part to contribute to the Ethereum community, and that means using Web2 apps instead of apps built on Ethereum. Been real, y'all. Please note this is all strewn with sarcasm from Six, because he didn't go anywhere. And then we had another one from Bitfloor's Ghost, basically your midwit meme. And lastly, I believe there was this one from Cameron. Yes, crypto Twitter's recent frustration with Farcaster, the 5 stages of grief. Okay, so this also one last meme from MK. I subtweeted you. I don't tweet at all. It's more that was the Don Draper meme. Okay. So today we decided this would be a great first day for us to be broadcasting on Twitter, as well as our usual places. Okay. So my first reaction to all of that was like, that's ridiculous. You can't make the price doesn't go down because people stop talking about it on Twitter. And then I thought, well, maybe that might be the reason. Actually, it might actually be part of it. So what are your thoughts on this before I go any further? So thoughts on this whole fun little situation?
I mean, look, I didn't lose much sleep over it. I think it's guess who's not looking at price?
Yeah, that's true.
It's just I believe in building, and I think Farcaster's full of builders, and it seems obvious if you want an internet built on if you want a free and open internet, you should be building on blockchains. I mean, so I just didn't think it was that controversial. I do think, though, narratives matter. And but whatever. By the way,
the funny thing is,
that's actually one of the reasons why I'm doing the writing hackathon is the ability to get just kind of ideas out there and kind of writing. But yeah, I don't know. How are you feeling? I'm not gonna.
Well, it was kind of funny because my first reaction was very like, come on, this is ridiculous. And it is. But then at the same rate, I watched the number go up and I was like, okay, we all just went back over to Twitter to argue about how we don't need to be on Twitter. And then the number went up and I was like, oh, that's really funny. Still don't think it's that related, but I do think there is something to where the conversation happens in terms of reaching new eyeballs. So, okay, I will give you that much, but also I don't think that spending all my time arguing on Twitter is a good use of my time either. So I think, I can understand some of the criticism a little bit, but I think also it's a little overblown. And when Twitter's so unworkable at times in terms of the, interactions that you're having are not very productive, it makes you want to go elsewhere. So I look at Warpcast and Farcaster as a social network. I don't see Twitter as much as a network anymore as it is media. It's more broadcast out rather than connecting to. I think it goes back and forth sometimes. It has moments where it feels a little bit more connective, but right now doesn't feel that way. It feels more broadcast out to me. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah. Listen, we had
yeah.
Itai from Dynamic on Friday, and you remember what he was talking about kind of like, people should not know that you have Ethereum on the back end, and they shouldn't care
Yeah.
to reach the
Yeah.
next. So if we're building kind of the consumer apps that have crypto rails, you're not going to win people over because of the price of Ethereum or
Right.
the price of
Yeah.
your currency. That's not what's going to get them over. You're going to get them over because whatever the alternative is
Right.
going to be better than the Web 2, and it's better for them for other reasons. So at some
Exactly.
point,
Yeah.
it shouldn't matter.
It's going to be the product that they think is important to them for one reason or another, whether it is the thing that makes their business run easier and saves them money because they're doing crypto payments and they're not having to process credit cards somewhere down the road, or they're buying like a cute little pudgy penguin toy and it has some kind of NFT that's connected to it and they go and play and their kid loves it. You know what I mean? So it can be all these different reasons why people find this technology and find their way to crypto, but it's probably not going to be because we're arguing on Twitter about the price of Ethereum. Yeah. Probably not. But who knows? Stranger things have happened. It was like, okay, did the price just go up because we all went back to argue on Twitter about how we don't need to be on Twitter? I'm like, that's interesting.
Anyway. And maybe it's because I'm not super active on crypto Twitter, but I didn't find the discourse super toxic. And it was actually like, I don't know, it seemed like people took it and even came around and kind of came out to like, oh, maybe both matter.
Yeah. And I think both do
maybe
matter.
You need to, yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's very easy for me to get defensive, but I do think there's, I get what they're saying. I get what some of them are saying. The ones who are looking for true discourse about Ethereum, I'm with you. The ones who just want number to go up by us like shilling more, no, I'm not with you. Yeah. So yeah, there's two different things happening. Okay, moving on, and for a great example of why we love Farcaster and Warpcast. This from Ben. Bumping this standing offer to the community, hearing lots of it's cool but not venture backable, but not getting more guidance. DC me. I'll help you think through what to do about it, including whether you even should do anything. No cost, no catch, just because. So I think this is part of the reason why those of us who spend more time on Warpcast and Farcaster do so, than we used to.
Yeah.
Things like this, right? And what people are building. And speaking
it's like,
of
okay,
building,
but Ben, well, what's the catch?
Yeah, there's no catch.
What's the catch though? And no catch.
No catch. No catch. I love this too. In base builds, this week I built the global translate action to bring communities together. I upgraded GPT-4 to the new GPT-4 0. Is it O? I think it's O. For faster translation throughput, auto language detection from the cast source language, and mobile-friendly frame sizes for smaller devices. So I thought that was really cool. We've talked about this before, where translation can really make a difference because we've seen issues with people getting their cast seen because they're speaking in different languages or what have you. But starting to break those language barriers down, I think could be huge. And then this from Les, going on my third summer here. Summer is usually slower. People actually try to do vacations and family time. People do that. That's crazy. Just kidding.
Yes. Yes, people do.
Okay, people do. I should probably think about that. No
You're a
matter your
professor.
Oh,
You know what summer is. Come on.
I don't really take summers off. That was usually when I was doing other things, like other work things. No matter your latitude, longitude, let's see if this year is the same. Farcon signals summer is coming. Um, I think that this year will be different. I think you'll see a lot of activity in the summer, a lot of building in the summer, and not as much a vacation on the summer. Just my opinion. I think I've seen way too many people planning things for on-chain summer. What do you think?
We'll see. I
We'll see.
love that this is like the second Farcon and we're already like, oh, it's a thing. Farcon signals, like we have trends. And I don't know if you actually pulled this cast, but someone said like, oh, it just seems like after Farcon, it's completely dead and
Oh,
quiet.
yes.
And I'm laughing as well because
That
it's,
was the response back. That was
yeah,
the,
oh, is it? Yeah,
yes.
there
So
it is.
is it just me or does it feel like Farcon marked the top? DAU's
Oh,
daily
right.
active users feels a lot less than before. Peachy and I both agreed this week in general has been weird. Vibes feel off. This to me is normal post-conference feeling, like not just Farcon, but I get this feeling after every time I've spent a lot of time with you all IRL and I have to go back to you all URL, it throws me off for sure. So I don't know if
Totally.
you feel that as well. Have
Yeah.
you
And
felt
I
that?
just think,
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
know, yeah, I've been recovering. I guess
Yeah.
enough time has gone by. We're back, but
We're getting there. We're getting there.
it
Yeah.
takes a minute.
Yeah. There's a little bit of a depression of like, I don't know when I'm going to see my friends
But
again.
yeah, but what Les is talking about, it's like, oh, well, people take some, it's like there is
Yeah.
rhythm. I think we've talked also, like, I love the concept of seasons in crypto as
Yeah.
opposed to quarters and continuous and treadmills. Like there's kind of natural rhythms and
Yeah.
um and
Yeah,
we've
for
been
sure.
talking about slow. We've been talking all week about the new slow trend and listen,
You
slow is going to
know,
be good until people
I'm
need
not
fast. So
I'm not buying into slow yet.
it's
Somebody who doesn't do good with slow,
it's a
but we'll see.
reaction though. But listen,
It is.
slow is like if you're going to come out, it's like it's got to be a reaction to something, right?
It
Because
totally is. Yeah. I
it's
get that for sure. For sure.
a
And then
funny
we've
comment
got
as crypto.
this from Greg, and this is kind of related a little bit. It's so funny to me that the URL to IRL friends pipeline is so real for us nerds, but most normal people still find it weird. And then they went on this conversation about, I'm curious what spaces other than crypto have this. It at least applies to all tech in my experience. And we've had this in dating apps. Yeah, was Johnny Mac's comment. We've had this conversation a lot where we've asked people about where they've made their first online friend. And so we talk about this all the time, but it is kind of when you talk to other folks who don't spend half their life online, they find it really weird that you have friends you've never met before in person. I'm like, I do, I swear. Some of them live on the other side of the world. And I talk to them every day. I think it's weird. And we do need to get the intern to mash up all the where'd you meet your first online friend?
I want to put that
Answers.
together.
Yes, we need that for sure because it's amazing. But I do think that, yeah,
Also,
it's
if that
interesting to see. Go ahead.
that does seem to be like people are very comfortable doing that. I'm curious to like, are most people in Farcaster already kind of internet native and are used to
Yeah.
this? How do we start bringing people on who haven't yet? Like, how do we make people make Farcaster the first place they make their internet friend?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question. Um, I don't know. I think channels are the way, and it's channels that are unrelated to tech and crypto. That
Okay.
might be that way that you come in. Couple other quick things before we have to wrap. This was a new meta that was sparked by something Dan said. How can I partner with Zora? It's a permissionless protocol. Build something people can use. Feel free to send it to me, and if it looks interesting, I'll recast it. So this came from Dan's. How can I partner with Merkle or Warpcast, and then this just went on and on. And then what I liked was your comment about this. Permissionless is the essence of scenius. The only way to infiltrate a scene is to contribute. There's no buying your way in. It's not who you know. It's about what you bring to the scene. And I liked that sort of framing to your point there. I thought that was pretty cool. And true. Very true. So it's like you bring what you want to bring. We'll be here.
Yeah. Is now a good time to announce our official partnership with Merkle?
Do we have an official partnership with
No.
Merkle? I was like, wait, what?
Well, it's permissionless. We're partnered.
We're permissionless. We're permissionless partners. It's official. It's official. We're permissionless. And then this last thing from Johnny: meet someone new. My brain. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Me. Have you heard of Farcaster? Yeah, that's pretty much me.
Oh, we're so cringe.
So cringe. So cringe. And with that, we ran a little bit over. Lots to talk about today. And I can tell that, guess what? We have quite a few viewers from Twitter today.
Yes.
So thank you for joining us. We are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. And we will be back on Wednesday this week. We also did drop our Here for the Art with Chris co-created. So that episode is out now and you can go give it a listen. And with that, we will see you Wednesday. And